What is up, everybody? I really hope you guys are having a good one. So today's video is actually a very decent one. The reason you're gonna see this video a little bit like upside down is I don't have my mic with me at the moment. So pretty much I gotta talk very loud voice just to make sure it's nice and clear. So little fun fact, unfortunately one of my videos was eventually removed. According to YouTube, it violated some of the guidelines, and I could be quite pissed off about it because I do believe I didn't say anything harmful or anything that it was meant to demonize anybody. It was just a video of my experiences. But even like blackpil, mgtow, or anything that is like something against the norm lifestyle, it's like considered extremist. So I don't know, like I can't argue with it. It's basically, this is the new age of modern censorship. But anyway, so what can I do? Nothing. It's basically either we just gotta be more creative, because there's no other way around it. I can't be in a big company or big corporation with their laws. So but today, what made me inspired to even make another video, because I haven't been feeling quite the best. When I mean quite the best, not like physically or anything, it's more of mentally. Like I've been mentally broken due to the simple fact that, it doesn't even matter if you live alone or you're independent, you're a working, responsible individual. But if you try to do your own thing without having any companionship, you're already labeled as a little bit odd, weird, or let's say you're not labeled any of these like typical black hole and well, basically what I mean intel is basically narcissistic and black pillars or other type of individuals who have a different ideology compared to theirs, like loners, virgins, you name it. In my case, I've always been labeled as a guy that is considered a reserve / a-hole, and that kind of gets me a little bit in the pissy mood, because first of all, I'm not even an a-hole. I'm just a very laid back, reserved individual. I don't like to conversate a lot. I don't like to really get into difficult conversations where you don't really want to participate when it comes to like dumb stuff. Like an example, like, yes, I drink, yes, I like to party at times when I'm in my own or with a specific environment that I'm with a group of friends that I already trust. That's a different scenario, but it's like not a typical conversation that I want to talk about every time. I want to talk about science, facts, you name it, something productive where I can become more wiser, more motivated, not something that's just going to give me a dopamine reaction, and that's pretty much it. That's a little bit of an issue that I have with my family members. I love having guests. I love the family members, but I also need my time. I need my time and space to do some of the things that I gotta do. There's not enough time in this world where I can have the time for everybody. There's times that I gotta be very, very precautious, and I gotta sacrifice some of the free time that I have in order so I can, an example. Basically, I don't know how to word this out, because obviously I'm kind of in a very upset mood, so I kind of don't even feel like talking. But anyway, it's like I have a guest over, a family member, love him to death, nothing against him, it's not his fault. And sometimes it's very difficult to have a guest over where I can guarantee 100%, hospitality service. I work, I have bills, I have other things to worry about. And not only that, I already had plans even before this guest came over. And it's a situation where it gets a little bit devastating when one of your parents considers you a little bit rude for not responding to your guests 100% of the time. There's things that I have to do as well. I cannot just leave them so I can take care of someone else where it's going to really impact me, and it gets very devastating. This is why I wish I could be alone 100% of the time, even away from family, because I never grew up with my family members or cousins or anything like that. We've always been very distant. Even when we started to really hang out again since last year, it's been a difficult situation because I've been so distant where I don't even know these individuals. Like, yeah, I know their blood related family, but I don't know their interests, I don't know their hobbies, I don't know their likes or tastes, or things that annoy them, things that irritate them, things that they dislike doing when they go out. It's very difficult. I haven't grown. It's been like almost 10 years since I've seen one of my cousins until the year 2024. And it gets very overwhelming when your parents or uncles are, trying to really ridicule you for taking a day off or taking a day, doing other activities, and they don't understand that I already have plans for this specific day since 2 months ago, and it's not easy to just to not go to an event and not be or unattend a specific invitation. It's not like you just can walk out. This is people that also expect you to be there. And this is where I'm starting to acknowledge, where this is like another black pill brutality. It's, women can, well, not women. What I meant to say is, female cousins are very difficult to keep them 100% satisfied or give them a very good hospitality, because you don't know if you're a male. Like, I don't really know what to do. There's a situation where, okay, she likes female activities and I like male activities, so I don't know where to take them, I don't know where to give them a very good time, because obviously sometimes some of the family members do not like drinking, they don't like partying, or some of them do, maybe don't. It's like a parallel version. My family relative likes something and I don't like it, and you kind of have to have a high tolerance to do that activity just to make sure that he's not bored 100% of the time. And this is where I'm starting to really feel a little bit quite upset how sometimes moms can kind of make decisions where it will impact your social life, your social skills, your relationship with family members, where you're so distant, and when the time comes, you're the opposite of one of your family relatives. You guys never grew up together. You guys never really spend time together, so you don't really know who you're really associating yourself. Because they can be blood related. They can give you a very good character or a very good impression of how they can be labeled as very good individual, which that's not the case at all. I love my cousins, I love them, I love the family relatives. It's just I don't know them. Like, for me, they're kind of strangers, because obviously there is this incident between the family and my parents where we just went our separate ways like more than a decade ago. And now that I am in my 30s, the other cousins are still like in their mid 20s. Like, we're the opposite, we're parallel. I have different interests, different tastes, different likes. And it's very difficult when you live in a small town that has barely any activities. And on top of that, you have to work, you have to pay your bills, you got to make sure your other responsibilities are taken care of. And that's where you really notice how brutal life can be, how it's not just difficult, but it's also complicated to make people be reasonable with you. Because obviously I already had a specific discussion, not a heated argument, but it's like sometimes family relatives cannot bear to understand that everybody's individual. I'm a single male, and in my specific time, my privacy, my original fun activities, compared to my brothers, my other family members, it's very complicated. It's like, I don't know, like, it's always something with me. The black shadow, it's part of me. Mgtow just happens to be a suitable destiny for me. But having family relatives is not as great as when you're a teenager, when you're in your early 20s, because you still tolerated each other. You guys have the same likes, taste for life. Now that you're in a different situation, You're a complete different person that you were in your early 20s. Now that my cousin has met me, he noticed that my activities are very different. Like, I like to work out, I like to read, I like to do other commerce stuff, and the only difference is I do party once in a while, like every once a year, and he doesn't. And like today was a specific event, I was invited to a specific birthday event, and yeah, I don't believe in having friends anymore, but at the same time it was a 50-50 chance. And when I mean 50, not to really date anybody, but to get your dopamine necessities done. I hope I can say this, I don't want to get banned again. But it's just complicated. I don't know. It's basically something that has got me very pissed off this weekend. Is I already had plans for almost 2 months before. Family guests is here. I did my absolute best to keep contempt and keep them satisfied, comfortable, make sure his welcome is appreciating. Make sure as the host he has a pleasant time because he is a guest. And it's still you have someone trying to put a complaint that I'm not spending enough time with this family relative, where I'm already an adult. I already have other responsibilities, I have other things to do. This is my routine life. I have people also that I got to see, and I don't know, mom and dads, uncles, aunts, grandparents don't quite understand. It's basically, it's just, I don't know, boomers see it differently. It's like boomers expect us to be extremely loyal to the family while they can screw you over, and we trying to demonstrate that you're not going to repeat your same cycle. It's like they get offended, they try to label you as an extremist or a bitter or a crazy guy for not being 100% loyal to the family, but that's not the case at all. The family is just an illusion. It's not really a specific loyalty test. Is more of a, you were just born out of them. You're pretty much a legacy for the boomer parent, just to demonstrate that he was able to reproduce. And that's pretty much it. At the end of the day, your parents are not going to be there for you, because they're eventually going to end up being in existence on this earth, and no longer they're going to exist. Unfortunately, that's part of life. And this is where I started to be really think about why I'm not really a typical guy to get attached to anybody, even with my exes. This is where I don't have a desire even to date anymore. It's like I don't want to get attached, or, well, basically, even if I like her, I don't get attached anymore. I always been very numb, because I know it's temporary. It's just an illusion that someone that loves your company, loves your presence, until they know you're no longer serving, or you're no longer valuable, until you're considered a piece of trash that needs to be rid of. And that's how I view not only relationships, even with the family, because the family, once you're an adult, they have their own desires, their own selfishness, their own goals, agendas. But boomer parents expect the kids to still be loyal to the family no matter whatever happened in between. And don't get me wrong, my cousin has done nothing but just wish me the best. Excuse me for starting a little bit off. I'm not gonna lie, I've been having a little bit of drink, so not tips. Yeah, a little bit tipsy. I don't want to say I'm not, but anyway, it's like, I don't know, like, it's like attachment. It was an illusion, or you're indoctrinated to have this attachment so you can no longer be a full independent individual. Once that person is gone, you're going to be totally lost. You're not going to know any process of how to get out of that. You're going to be defeated. And this is where I started to believe that it's always better to be alone. It sucks, I know, because we're not used to that. We've been deprogrammed to being a lone wolf. We're been programmed to be a sheep. but it's going to take time. And once you realize a lot of reality, it's better to be alone than be with someone, even with family relatives, because family relatives change a lot of times. So it's better to be just us individual. But I'm sorry guys, I wanted to make this video, but I needed a drink, so I went out with a couple of the friends that I still have available. I have to make another video. There's things about it too, but I'm not in a best position to talk. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit tipsy still, but I hope you guys like this video. Let me know in the comment section. I do apologize for my other video getting removed, but it's been a very overwhelming situation, and on top of that, this discussion with the family. But tomorrow I'll make another video with better detail, with more enthusiast, we're more organized. Right now I feel like I'm a little bit tipsy and probably slur without even realizing, but I hope you guys like it. I am improving. I'm far away from the perfect blackpil or mgtow channels, but you, my dear listeners, I appreciate you. Hopefully you have a good weekend, stay safe, and enjoy your existence.